It's a disgrace here. There should be an investigation. This is what's wrong with boxing. This is what chases our great fans away from this great sport.
Addy, let's go with Quigg versus Martinez.
Yeah, Scott Quigg versus Kiko Martinez. Look, before I get into Quigg, I know you expect me to get into him. I'm not that, you know, I have no ill will towards the man. The man's a boxer, doing something I couldn't do, so no ill will towards him. But it's starting to unravel a little bit with Quigg. The public are not stupid. The boxing fraternity are not stupid. They know it's not a real belt. That's starting to unravel. People are starting to say it now, especially after Frampton said it in the ring with him in front of millions of people on TV and all those people.
And he didn't defend it either.
Didn't defend it. He said, "I've got the real belt." So that kind of shut that down. Frampton not accepting 1.5 million, which is life-changing money, and then kind of, you know, a month later sort of waving goodbye and going to Al Heyman. That fight can still happen, by the way, but for now, so that kind of shut that down. And then you think, all right, who are the opponents? Come on, Eddie, you're going to pull something out the bag here. There was whisper that Nito Donaire, we're going to go to the off fight and right now. Give me the 1.5 million, I'll take it. And we was all like, oh, we're going to get something special. And then we get Kiko Martinez. And that's no slay on Kiko Martinez, but even Kiko Martinez said in a statement, I was surprised I got the fight. So he's even thinking, wow, I'm back in there already? I'm back in Britain, I've got a world title fight that quick. They don't have, and I might get some stick for this, I don't think there's a plan for Scott Quigg. Or if there was a plan, all the plans were leading towards Carl Frampton. There was no plan B. Because this right now for me is plan E, F and G.
I think Matchroom thought, we're the big entity, we got the Sky deal. McGuigan and Frampton are basically independents.
Yeah, good point.
We're gonna go to the purse bids, or go to the negotiation table as the A side.
As a strong team here.
As a stronger team, and Barry McGuigan's belief in what he has, and what whoever Barry McGuigan's talked to behind closed doors, i.e. be it ITV, be it Al Heyman, be it other people in boxing, said, look, you've got a star on your hands. Don't take any short bets. Push for the A side in everything you got, because sooner or later the chips are going to fall into place. And that's what's happened for Frampton. And that's, like you said, has left Quigg now in a bad situation, or an unfortunate situation. Martinez is a very good fighter.
Of course.
And Martinez deserves credit for what he's done in his career. I mean, multiple time world champion. Can't fault him. But for Quigg, who before him and Frampton were like this, and bit by bit, Frampton's going up and Quigg is going down.
It's not even, that's a very good point.
Taking Quigg's injury as well, momentum was lost.
Dropouts. Is there so many dropout fighters that are supposed to fight?
They don't fight him. Exactly. So it's not his fault. It's not Matchroom's fault either. But you know, it's just things that happen. And then what's happened now is that in fighting Martinez, a standard has already been set by Frampton. And you've got to beat that standard now to be considered equal. If you don't beat that standard, or if it's a little too competitive, or if there's a flash knockdown, if there's a cut above the eye, all those things are going to be held against you now, because you've got to do it the way Frampton did it.
Not only that, to me it's a lose-lose situation in the sense that Frampton will say it's my leftovers. Rendell Moreau will say it's my leftovers. You fight my leftovers. And even if he does get a good performance against Kiko Martinez, say, well, it's because you saw the style to beat him, because I've done it twice. There's a style now. You've watched it, you've seen the tapes. I've done it twice for him.
The only way Quigg gets credit out of this fight,
blows him out early.
Blows him out in 3 rounds and knocks him out. Or he puts on a boxing clinic and shuts him out over 12 rounds. Well, I mean a clinic, I'm talking about a Hopkins type Pavlik clinic, where it's just like actually night and day.
What's happened to Scott Quigg? And I mean, what's happened to him in the sense that 2 years ago, I wouldn't say he was a star, I wouldn't say he was going to be the next Ricky Hatton, but he definitely was one of the big names on the stable. I look at him now, I don't think he is a big name on the stable. Like, I don't know, again, I don't know about numbers and stuff like that, so I don't know, but I don't know if he's a ticket seller. When I look at like a Kevin Mitchell, for example, even a Lee Selby now coming, I think, all right, these guys have crossed over now. You know, they're big stars in their own right. I look at Scott Quigg and I think
Quigg's been unfortunate with, like I said, the pullouts and the injuries, but I also think Matchroom made a mistake. They had him on the undercard of the undercard.
Oh, in that, was it that card that was so stacked? Was it Tony Bellew, Nathan Cleverly?
It could have been Fox Groves.
No, definitely wasn't Froch Groves. Bellew Cleverly. And he was under that. That was when George Groves fought, James the Girl fought. Yeah. Everyone fought on that card. Yeah. He was like one of the first people.
He was one of the first people, and he was a world champion at the time. And I think, in terms of promoting a brand, you can't promote a brand as a world champion being the 5th fight on the card. You know what I mean? You got the main event, then you had James the Girl versus Paraban. You had
George Groves versus Mama's Boy.
Exactly, and then you got Scott Quigg below that.
Yeah.
There's someone else on the undercard as well. Might have been AJ.
Maybe, I can't remember.
Yeah, but basically Quigg.
AJ Skelton.
But you get my point though. You put your world champion in an undesirable position, where really that should have been the main event. Obviously, it couldn't be main event because you had the big fight at the time for it, but you could put it as a co-main event or the second fight.
Agreed, and I guess the thing that highlights what you're saying even more is Kevin Mitchell fought Linares for a world title. They put AJ above that.
Yeah.
And then after that, Kell brought Gavin. Yeah. So they know how to push AJ.
Yeah.
I don't think Scott Quigg's getting that same push. But I think Scott Quigg has to push himself. We spoke about this the other day when we said, long have gone the times of promoters promoting you. Yeah. That title, they shouldn't really be called promoters anymore. Yeah. With social media, you can promote yourself. And I look at Scott Quigg and I just feel like I've seen these interviews. And again, this is probably off boxing because not every boxer should be Nassim Mohammed or whatever, Mayweather or Broner.
He's just a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
He's just a nice guy.
It's a nice guy that only boxing fans would tune in for.
So tell you what the problem with Quigg is, and with interviews as well. And because it's the right thing, but it sounds so, it's provocative, it's so what? He's so right and honest in what he says. It sounds too pure.
Yeah. Too scripted.
Yeah, and I'm trying to say it sounds too pure. But you want to see a little fire, a little aggression, a little anger. And I'm trying to say, okay, Frampton's a very nice guy as well. Yeah. But Frampton will say, line them up, put them in front of me, and I'll do my job.
And then Baron Griffin also backs him up when he gets angry.
Yeah, I'm trying to say, Where Quigg will say, look, well, I'm a world champion, he's a world champion, you know, so let's do 50-50. I'm a good guy, you're a good guy. So like, he's not really selling it, it's just saying, look, let's be businessmen-like about it. And I understand it, that's his personality, and it's a nice way of doing things. But in terms of like building fire, it doesn't build fire.
It doesn't make you want to tune in. I'll be honest, it doesn't make you want to tune in. Is this regular belt hurting him more than helping him now? Because people are now calling it that, by the way. People now, I think it's because the champion is so far in front of them, people are not accepting it.
Okay, here's the problem,
Because when I'll tell you something very quickly, sorry to interrupt you. When Froch had the regular belt and Andre Ward was the champion, you never heard a peak of it. Yeah. No one actually thought it was a regular belt. Everyone thought he was a legit champion.
That's because Froch was fighting credible people all the time. Yeah? And obviously Froch has a bigger profile as well.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about the regular belt. Let me try to think about it for I put it in perspective straight away.
The brain's working.
Okay, you go to a shop, yeah?
Where are you gonna go with this?
You go to a shop and you go to buy a canned drink. You buy a Coke, yeah? You get Pepsi Max or you get Diet Coke or whatever. I'm trying to say, they're giving you the options of what's there and you choose the option you take. You know what I'm trying to say? Now, if I went to a shop and I said, Adi, I bought you a drink. Here's a Diet Pepsi. And you went, no, I want Pepsi Max. It's not really my fault. It's just what you get. The part making is that the world titles made these sanctioning belts regular, super, so and so. He was given the opportunity to have that belt. He didn't choose the belt.
Yes,
you get my point.
100%. But I think what the thing is, and we spoke about this before, is that Eddie Hearn says we've got a world champion now.
Yeah.
And no one's accepting it that he is a world champion now. That's the problem.
See, that's what I'm trying to say. You're not saying they ain't saying we've got Coca-Cola. You're saying we've got Diet Coke, but they're trying to say it's Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I get the point. What they do. It's a mistake. But I'm saying, as a fighter, no, it's not Quigg's fault. As a fighter, this is what I'm not defending Quigg. As a fighter, you say, look, we've got this regular WBA belt on the line. It's gonna give you extra money, extra exposure. You are now like basically mandatory for any world title because you're a world champion.
Yeah.
He's not gonna say no.
If that's the case, and you say he's mad, why is he not fighting the king? You've said hundreds of times on the show, if you're a world titleist,
you fight your peers.
You fight your peers now. There is no like, we need a couple more warm-ups. No, you're a world champion. Why have they not got negotiations down with Rigo?
The reason why, and here's the honest to God truth, the only reason why, because minus Frampton, who I think has got a chance, it's a style thing. I don't think anyone wants to fight Rigo for any amount of money. Don't care if you're the A side and you get the most money, it's not desirable. Because you must really lose and look bad. You're losing as well. Rigo, they want to wait for another 18 months, let him be inactive, let him age a little bit, and then you fight him. There's no benefit in fighting Rigo right now for these guys, you know what I mean? Especially, Rigo doesn't have a top promoter no more, and he's going through promotional problems with his camp right now. Yeah. So it makes it it's an easy way to bypass.
Okay.
Oh, we wanted to fight Rigo, but he ain't got a promoter.
Yeah, we wanted
to fight him, but
Gary Hyde.
Yeah, Gary Hyde. I'm trying to say. Oh, we want to fight him, but you know, there's so much stuff going on. It's risky for us to go into negotiations right now. It's a desirable way to get out of the fight without having nothing to do with it.
I'll tell you something now. I look at Scott Quigg, and I've watched him numerous times now. Numerous times, and I see a fighter that does everything very well.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a fighter that, to me, but this is almost a problem for me though. He's a very good 7 out of 10 for everything.
Yeah.
Power 7, I'd say.
Yeah.
Jab 7, ring movement 7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything's a 7.
It's a good all-rounder.
I'm not seeing any 8s or 9s.
Yeah, you ain't seen no, I think, outstanding.
Yeah, there's nothing that. Oh,
this is why
I even like Frampton is almost a 7 as well, but then you got that spite. I've seen it.
Yeah.
And that's an 8 for me. You know what I mean?
That pace you've set.
That pace.
Reach that pace. It's a 10 out of 10 pace.
There you go. And that's the problem for Quigg, I think.
Here's what I like about Quigg, and this is why I said previously, before obviously Frank was going on this run where he's had the past year, and Quigg has not had nothing really.
Yeah.
I said Quigg will beat Frampton.
You did say that.
And the reason why I think Quigg was a more complete fighter at the time.
Yeah,
when I mean more complete fighter, like I said, everything he does well. He hasn't shown any overall chinks in his armour. Where Frampton to me seems as a more one-dimensional pressure type fighter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come forward, I set up a double jab, then I'm gonna come and storm you and wail on you and wail on you and wail on you. But since the
shit has changed.
Since the second Kiko Martinez fight,
yes sir,
or maybe the fight before that, I've seen more dimensions in Frampton.
Can Martinez cause the upset? And this will be a fucking major one for me.
He can cause the upset.
Remember, he did go points with Frampton the last fight. It wasn't no blowout like the first fight.
But Frampton took away from the last 7 or 8 rounds.
Yeah, just went.
He literally just shut him down completely.
Shut him down.
Like,
get out of here.
Like you're not even to be in this ring with him no more.
Yeah, levels.
I mean,
levels.
Yeah. Yes, and the reason why Frampton by Kiko can pull the upset, Frampton's been inactive.
Quigg's been inactive.
Sorry, Quigg's been inactive, and
I can't remember his last fight. I think it was that Bellew Cleverly card.
Exactly, I can't remember his last fight.
And that was an 8-rounder, I think.
Yeah, and I also think that Quigg will be putting a lot of pressure on himself, knowing that he is falling behind in the race between them two. He is now officially the B-side on this fight.
Big time.
Yeah, and he knows this is an opponent that Frampton's already beat.
Yeah.
So the pressure's on him now to shine. And sometimes pressure's not a good thing. Sometimes it's best to just go do your thing as best as you do. When you feel you have to be that much better or that much more on point, it spoils it. Because you push too fast or you do something which is not in your natural nature. Boxing at this level is reactive. It's natural. It's not forced.
He doesn't look smooth for me. But
if he forces it, it's a problem.
We spoke about Eddie Hearn's matchmaking. We've said it before. We've given it plaudits. We've given it stick.
Yeah.
Where is he in this one for you?
In this one, I understand why he's chose Kiko. Obviously, it's a name. It will sell.
Former
champion. It ticks boxes.
And he'll come over to Britain and fight. We know that.
It ticks boxes in here. But when you're throwing at the likes of we're gonna have Donaire. Donaire wants to come over.
Santa Cruz
gonna come over. If it was like, if we don't get Frampton, don't worry.
We've got so many
other A-sides here. And I mean, like, it's easy. So Frampton's gonna lose out, not us.
Yeah. Right. Who wins?
I'm going Kiko. I'm going Frank. I'm going Quigg. All these names just get on my tongue today. I'm going with Quigg.
Yes.
I'm going with Quigg by late stoppage.
Interesting.
Stoppage. I think, like I said, he knows how to put a performance on. He knows this is like literally like make or break in terms, and it'll be competitive like all the Martinez fights are up in the beginning. But mid to later rounds, I think Quigg's better boxing overall. Like I said, the overall skill set he has will be a little bit too much, and I think he will walk Kiko into something. Kiko will get up and then he'll stop him in the ropes.
Okay. I'm going for that as well. I'm going for a Quigg win, but not an easy win by any stretch of the imagination. I expect Kiko to do what Kiko done against Frampton, to be fair, and that's for 6 or 7 rounds, make it look like, cool, we might have a problem here.
Yeah.
And then I expect Quigg, just the fresher, younger, hungrier fighter, just to come on more. Not necessarily because of his boxing skills, I think Martinez's boxing skills are there as well, but just because he's, like I said, fresher, younger, hungrier, and I think he thrives on pressure, and I think he's going to be told, look, we have to perform.
Yeah.
There is no going back here. We have to perform, and I think he will perform. I guess the question really is, what next? I feel like we've said it early right on the show. What's the plan? And I don't see a plan. I see a plan for Frampton, and we'll do the Frampton video after this one. I don't see a plan for Quigg. What next for Quigg? What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. Will we ever get to see a Quigg Frampton fight? These fights, it's like Cal Brook Khan. These fights seem to be getting further away. When last year they were closer. Now it's like, I don't know, really far away. It's gonna even be a fight. I mean,
no. One thing I will say is that Al Heyman and Matchroom have done a lot of business recently.
They have.
Yeah. So it doesn't mean it's going to happen now, but I think having there's actually promoters involved, and it's not Barry McGuigan and Eddie Hearn arguing.
Yeah.
I think there's more.
Yeah, you can imagine Eddie Hearn can sit down with Heyman. He can't sit down with Barry McGuigan.
Yeah.
He won't. I don't think.
Yeah. No, I mean, so I think you have more idea. And given that Matchroom has won three or four against fights against Al Heyman stable in big cards, Al Heyman might want a little payback.
And he'll get that payback, by the way. Frampton will be quick.
No comment.
No comment needed. Guys, you leave your comments below instead. Thanks for another edition of Box Talk, guys. Usual, tweet, subscribe, Instagram, email if you want as well, boxtalk@hotmail.co.uk, and we'll get back to you as well. Thanks for watching another edition. Cheers.